up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. And as it says in the description, it's the biggest question that I've been asked for the last 6 years that I've had Optimus Prime. Why did I buy myself a V6? In this video, I'm gonna walk you guys through exactly why I bought the V6 and how I feel about it, and then we'll go from there. All right, y'all, welcome back. So we'll start back when I got Prime. That was like December 16, 2012 is when I got the car. And back then when I got it, the main reason why I bought a V6, not a V8, was because that's all I could afford at the time. You know what I mean? So at this point, obviously there's a lot more money invested in the car, and we're looking at making another purchase after this one because it's just about done and complete. But that's all I could afford at the time. The insurance was going to be a lot less. At the same time, the mile per gallon was a lot better. When I was at the dealership, the guy at the dealership goes, with the SS, he said, yeah, it's going to cost more, like $15,000 more. Your mile per gallon goes from, it's like 12 and 19 in the city, 12 in the city, 19 in the highway. And I said, how about this one? He said, well, you're going to save about 15 grand because you're not getting like the 2SS RS package where it's like fully loaded and all that stuff. You're going to be missing quite a few things. And I was like, all right, well, I guess we're going to be missing some things, you know. I said, what's the MPG in this? And he said, well, in this, you can get like 23 in the city and 29 on the highway. I was like, I was like, all right, well, I was just so excited, you know, just to have a Camaro. You know, watching the movie Transformers obviously is what set the Camaro off with this generation, with the 5th gen. As soon as the 2010 dropped, it got everybody's attention. And when Transformers, you know, did that remake, it just set everything off, you know what I mean? So I got this in December of 2012, December 16, 2012, but this is actually a 2013. I know a lot of people ask me a lot of questions, like on social media. They've been saying, yo, that doesn't even look like a 2013, dog. Like, that looks like a brand new 6th gen. I'm like, well, the reason why is because there's a conversion kit on the car. As you can see, the headlights are not the same. The front bumper is not the same as the original. So I went ahead and made the purchase. Now, keep in mind, back then, under this wrap, the color is Summit White. All right, and back then, from the beginning, like legit from the beginning, my neighbor's dogs are saying hi. From the beginning, I've always had an Autobot logo on the car, but I used to call it White Knight. That's what I used to call the car, because I used to always say, I'm gonna make my own Transformer. I think that's a really cool name. The car is white, you can see it at nighttime and all that good stuff, so I named it White Knight. That was my license plate and everything, and I had Autobot logos. I used to tell people it's Bumblebee on steroids. But after I started, you know, getting more into the car and building it as the years went by, I got to a point where I wrapped the car in satin black. Once I did it in satin black, people started calling it, I started saying, man, it's Prime, you know, it's Prime time, it's Prime. Like, I just kept calling it that because, you know, because of Optimus. You know, I've always been a fan of Transformers, like a lot of people around the world. And, you know, people started calling it Nemesis Prime. And I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. So it took off and we went to Chrome Blue, and now we're at this point. But like I said in the beginning, the main reason why I bought it was because of the fact that it was cheaper at the time. Nowadays, you can get a SS all day long for the same price that I paid for this. Back then, I got it for like 22. And it was brand new, only had 29 miles on the car, and I've had it for six years now, almost 6.5 years. So, you know, it's definitely my baby, man. I love Prime. Prime saved my life from my recent accident that I had back in October, where I got hit by a drunk driver that blew the red light, and I was able to save the car. So I really appreciate all the love and support on that part, because everybody out there prayed. Now, keep in mind, when you set up your insurance and all that stuff on these cars, it's a little bit different depending on where you live. You know what I mean? It might be a little bit more expensive, obviously, going into a V8 as opposed to a V6. Now, the Ford bangers in these, I don't know if it makes too much of a big difference between a Ford banger and a V6 when it comes down to insurance, but it definitely makes a big difference with the mile per gallon. Well, not right now because the car is all modified, but, well, if you don't step on it, well, hold on, let me take that back. If you don't step on it, you know, and you're rolling, it's set up really nice where I could still pull off 23, 24 in the city, although I'm supercharged on a 100 shot. And tomorrow, actually, I'm going to be making a new video on the dyno, so we'll cross our fingers and see what Prime dials in at. So I'll break down that in a whole nother video and walk you guys through exactly what I did between the stages, because I went from stage 2 to stage 3 as of 2 days ago. So we'll see where it comes up. So at this point, don't want to fall off track too much. I absolutely love the car. I would never regret it that I got the car from day one. From the second day that I woke up, I'll never forget. From the second day I woke up, I went in the garage and I just sat down, like the little curve over there in the garage. I just sat down on the floor just looking at the car. Just sat there and just stared at it. Like, seriously, because, you know, I never imagined myself, you know, having a brand new car like that. You know, we didn't grow up like that. We didn't grow up with all kinds of money. You know, obviously we work for what we have, and you know, you'll go through your ups and downs, and you'll make money, you'll spend money, you'll be tight for a while, then you'll start stacking up, and doors will open. You just got to keep pushing at the end of the day. Everybody has a budget, right? So now we're looking at a whole different story. Now that Prime is saved and all ready to go, we're looking at a 6th gen ZL1 Prime V2. That's a whole nother video also. But this, never will regret it. I never listened to people. There was a lot of people out there that didn't believe in the build. You know, I remember when I won Camaro of the Week on Camaro 5. Shout out to Camaro 5. That's pretty much what opened the doors for me, because when I won Camaro of the Week, they usually would keep you up on that page, on the front page, for 1 week. But I won it 2 weeks in a row back then. That was, I'll never forget it. That was September 22nd, 2014. I won Camaro of the Week. And that was 4 days before my birthday. So I was like, damn, what hell of a birthday gift. Like, I couldn't ask for anything else, because there's so many nice Camaros out there around the world. So many people have such a nice build, especially on that forum. You'll see some crazy stuff on there. And I was just like, damn, like, they voted my car over, you know, the SS, the 1LE, the ZL1, the Z28. Like, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So till today, I still can't believe that happened, you know. But once that happened, that's when all the doors started to open with the sponsorships and stuff, and I just kept pushing. So when people were being negative and people were saying, why would you put all this money in V6? Why would he put all this money? Look, man, that's all I could afford. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't afford a monthly payment of a V8. I just couldn't do it at the time, you know, but I was able to slowly save up here and there, where I was able to get parts for the car to make it look really nice and sound really nice. And, you know, a lot of the people out there, shout out to everybody who got a V8 and all that stuff, but a lot of people out there barely could afford the payment of that car. That's why a lot of them don't even got modifications on that joint, you know. But with the V6, you'll notice a lot more V6 Camaros that have a ton of modifications, because the payment was so low. My payment was $270 a month when I got the car. Now keep in mind, I leased it in the beginning because I didn't know what the outcome was going to be at the end. But as soon as I got it, I was like, yo, after the first like month or two, I was like, yo, I'm buying this thing. Like, I ain't even playing. Like, I'm buying this car. You know, like, when the time comes, I'm keeping it. I'm not playing. So, and you know, my point is, in this video, man, like, I don't regret anything. I absolutely love the car. I absolutely love traveling with it. Like, you know, I make fun of my friends every time we would travel. They'd have to pull over and put gas in their car, and I'd be laughing. I'm like, man, you're already on empty, bro. Like, I'm only not even halfway yet on the tank. So shout out to the V6 gang, you know what I mean? And it legit, it did open a lot of doors for me, man. And it came to the point where nobody cared what the motor was. You know what I'm saying? It came to the point where it was like there was a passion behind the build. Then all of a sudden, I got V8 people reaching out to me because they want certain splitter kits and stuff they can actually use on the track. You know what I mean? Like, I had track spec kits that I had on the car before I even took it to the track the first time, before I even got a chance to take it to the track. I've been on the track multiple times now, but back then I was just making it look nice, it sounded nice, you know, it had a decent pickup, you know what I mean? Like, it was fun, you know what I mean? Like, even stock, it had a good, nice little jump, you know what I mean? But once obviously you start modifying it, you'll look back and be like, damn, what a big difference, you know? It definitely was. It's definitely faster now. But you guys, my message to all you guys out there, it doesn't matter what's under the hood. Out of all the V8s that was out there in SEMA in 2017, they used my car. That was the only V6 there. Was not supercharged at the time. Yes, I was running 100 shot and everything else, but I didn't have nowhere near the power that they had. But I definitely had the passion more than a lot of the people that were there, even though they were very passionate as well. And they used my car on motorauthority.com on the main page, where they said SEMA 2017 hottest coupe goes to the Chevy Camaro, which was to all the Camaro people, but they used my car on the main page instead of all the cars, even GM brought. Shout out to GM and shout out to Chevy and everything, but I'm just very honored because once that happened, that's when all the doors opened for me. You know what I mean? And that kept telling me in the back of my mind, because I kept believing in my heart, I love the car. It doesn't matter what's under the hood. I love the car. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pushing. Now, here we are today. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the Priminators on Instagram. We have 40,000 right now strong, and we grow every day. And I don't just say this like some people say just to make themselves look good, but it's really not happening. Like, I actually take screenshots and show people how many followers I'm getting. You know, right now it kind of slowed down from this little update thing. Every time they do this update, you know, something happens where you have to repick it back up, where I'm slowing down, you know, on the followers. 2 weeks ago it was 1,100 a week. Now it's like 300 a week, you know. Still love, still a lot of people, but still, my point is, all those people see a passion, see a drive, see what you have. That's all they want to do is be around the positivity, and that's all I do is pass that. So, do I regret it? No. Do I love it? Absolutely. Will there be a Prime V2 2017 ZL150 50th anniversary? Absolutely. That is my goal, and God willing, that He'll allow me to have that. I will never be greedy. That's one thing that I always tell you guys on all my social media. I have 13 social media pages across the platform. I always tell people, no matter what you got under the hood, man, it doesn't matter. Whether you cross the line first or you cross the line last, you're still crossing the finish line together, man. We in this thing together. So I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate all the Priminator subs on YouTube. I'm definitely trying to grow the channel here. I will be giving you guys more content. And tomorrow's a big day, man. So cross your fingers. Hopefully we bring in some pretty decent numbers, man. But in the meantime, between time, please subscribe to the page if it's your first time on my page. If you haven't seen any of the videos from the past from my journey, like, it's crazy, bro. Like, I've been through so much, and Prime has been with me throughout the whole journey, and all you guys out there. So I appreciate all the love and support and the prayers. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below, man, how you feel about your situation. You know, a lot of people started out in the V6, are pretty big YouTubers and Instagram people that have a V8 or a ZL1 right now or something like that. A lot of them did start out in the V6, which is awesome because it kept them humble, you know what I mean? And my message to everybody out there is always work hard, be patient, and stay humble. All the doors will open. In the meantime, between time, a-dilla, man, checking out. Priminator out.